Hi guys, welcome back. Mai from Simply Bloom. It is August 7th today and I thought I would come out and do a garden tour. I haven't done a garden tour since I think it was June, beginning of June. And a lot has grown obviously. So this is my vegetable garden. I have two other gardens the same size. So I think I'm gardening over 1,200 square feet of just garden. This is my vegetable garden. I have another vegetable garden and then I have one cut flower garden as well. They're all about this same size. So I have a lot of weeds, not gonna lie. And I actually started, before doing this video, I started doing like a mad weeding session, but then I was like, you know what? This garden will never be perfect. There will always be weeds because I have 3 small kids in the house. They're just playing right over there too, so you can probably hear kids just living life and singing, and it just makes it hard to get out and weed. So I have weeds, that's just reality. Welcome to my vegetable garden tour. I want to turn you around and kind of show you what it looks like. Okay, so I think this is how I started the tour last time. I have marigolds on either side. Pretty disappointed. I thought I got the giant ones that got 2 feet high. I didn't. I got the short ones. But right here, I have my potatoes. Now I'm growing 2 different kinds. I'm growing the Norland Reds, which is this row and the very back row, and then the middle is Yukon Golds. And Yukon Golds got some great height. They're looking good. They're flowering. The Norlands stayed tiny. They haven't flowered yet, but I dug down underneath and they are forming potatoes. So that's good. Here, I had straw in here and that's what I put over the strawberries, and I just left the garbage can there. That's why that is there. Here I have 2 rows of asparagus, and these 2 rows over here are the worst. I haven't upkept with weeding at all. And then I did kind of tuck some broccoli in there as well, but that's the worst. Here I have more broccoli. You know, I would list off the name. Well, I can list off the names. I planted Eastern Magic broccoli and then burgundy broccoli, but I kept having deer and rabbits come in and devoured my broccoli. So I ended up planting the broccoli 4 times, and at the end I was just going to Menards and Home Depot and buying whatever broccoli they had and just popping it in. So I can't even tell you which is which here. I see some color differences. Some of the broccoli is more of a blue tint, some is more of a green tint, but other than that I don't know which is which. Here I have my rhubarb, and then the next 2 rows are strawberries. So here and here, and you can see that little patch down here. I started weeding before the video, but then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna film the video. If I worried about all the weeds, I would never get this video up. So I put straw down to suppress the weeds, which worked great, but it's, you know, straw comes from oats, and then I planted a bunch of oats when I laid the straw down. So all that grassy stuff coming up is oats. Pulls up super easy. I just need to take the time to go through both rows, and then the walkways, we have some weeds coming as well. But here are 200 Ozark Beauties. They've been so good. This is their first year. I planted them from bare root this spring. So definitely the harvest on them hasn't been real bountiful, but we have another batch coming. You can see the flowers and berries forming. So they are ever bearing, so that means we get a big harvest in the spring. You'll get a few throughout the summer, and then you get another bigger one at the fall. And then here I have 2 rows of peppers. So I have a mocha swirl, and then I have like a sweet banana pepper in the middle, and then the last little section down there, I have jalapeno peppers, which are like a jalapeno, but there's no spice. So they're not spicy, they're just little like that, and they have really good flavor. I just uploaded my first garden harvest of 2022. I'll leave that link below. You can check it out, and I do a up close picture of all these varieties that I'm showing you. So definitely check that out if you want to see what they look like up close. And then next row over, I just have like bell peppers, and then I have jalapenos, and then I have mini peppers, and then I have eggplant at the end. Let me get closer here. I have eggplant, and I can't remember what variety of cabbage I have at the end. See, here's my eggplant, and oh, They are just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I planted the fairy tale eggplant. They're so sweet. And then I have cabbage, and you can see the heads are starting to form up. All of these got bit and eaten by deer. All of them, all of them. And you can see some got a little bit worse, some not as bad. So they're starting to form up. Let me just peek at the tag. Danish ball head cabbage. That's those. And I had cabbage in this row as well, and deer ate those, so I just replaced it with broccoli, and you can see like that's really close to being ready. I could probably pick it if I wanted. I'll let it just, you know, get a little bit farther. And this is broccoli that I just bought from Menards and Home Depot as well, and I can't remember the variety. But I had this cabbage, I'll look at the name in a minute, planted all the way down, and the deer came and ate like half of them. I was so upset. So upset. Here are the ones left. They're starting to form up. This one's probably the biggest. Oh, it's looking so good. And you guys, I don't see a whole lot of damage. You know, I see some slug damage there, but there's no aphids, nothing. I saw if you planted marigolds next to your cabbage crops, cabbage, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, that helps with aphids and slugs, and I think it definitely does. And then right here I have my red acre cabbage, and that is beautiful. Look at the heads. I have to say, red cabbage, I think, is the most beautiful crop that you can grow in the garden. It is so beautiful. Love that purpley blue tint, especially up against that bright marigold. Love it. And then right next to it, I have Brussels sprouts. What is this? Red Darling Brussels sprouts. They're just starting to form, the Brussels sprouts. You can see the Brussels sprouts form at the base of each leaf, and you can just start to see them. And then here I had, oh, I forgot to tell you what this cabbage is called. This is called the late flat Dutch cabbage. There. And then I had a green gem Brussels sprouts. Deer ate all of them except for two. That one and that one. They ate all of the rest. I put in some broccoli all along here. They ate all of that too. So then next best thing is I put in potatoes, actually just a couple weeks ago, and they're just starting to pop through. Just starting. So here's another Brussels sprout. I might get something. I can kind of see something coming in. And then here's a couple Long Island Brussels sprouts. Oh, one. I have one Long Island Brussels sprout right here left. And I don't know. And then here. This part of the garden is horrible. I planted all my vine crops. So I planted melons, watermelons, pumpkins. The only thing that's really doing well are the pumpkins. I definitely let the weeds go. I thought the vine crops would take over the weeds, and they didn't. The weeds took over my vine crops. So pumpkins are doing great. You can see there's a little one there. There's another little one, and I don't even know what this vine is. We planted them too close. I planted them a little close on purpose because, again, I wanted them to suppress the weeds. But they're so close, or I can't tell what is what. My melon, I don't think I'll get any melons this year because the weeds just took over. They just took over, and it's going to be so hard to go out there and find the pumpkins when they're ready because there's thistles and stinging nettles. I'm going to have to sift through the weeds. So I'm already planning for next year what I'm going to do to suppress the weeds and make it better. And you guys, that's just what gardening is. You learn from experience. So every year I'm learning, I'm making notes. Well, I make videos. That's why I do it, so I can look back at the video, see when did I plant this, what did I plant, what variety, what was great about it, what was not great. And I'd say this year I definitely bit off more than I could chew. And if I had to do it all over again, I would do the exact same thing. I just get so excited about gardening, and I just planted so much where I have not been able to keep up with weeds, and a lot of it has taken over. But I don't know, it's just been fun. It's been really fun. So next year the kids will be older. My 9-month-old, he'll be old enough. He'll be out walking and running around with me as well, instead of just relying on me to carry him everywhere and stuff like that. So next year will be easier. That's what I tell myself. Okay, let's finish off the garden tour. So here's the garden that I just showed. The pumpkins, weeds. And then right behind me here is the corn. Now, if you guys saw my video that I planted earlier where a horse got into my garden and ate the corn, all that corn survived and it started growing and it's coming back. And I have some corn starting to tassel. Now, this was an early day corn. It was under 80 days. I think it's 65 to 75 days maturity. So I should still get it in time. And then behind the corn, I didn't show this in my last garden tour. I kind of forgot. But I planted sweet peas. Please ignore that mess back there. We're cleaning it up. We had people leaving their horses here, kind of renting out our land for free. They just left their horses here and we had hay piled on those pallets all last winter. And you know, we just never got to it. But it's fine because now it's a perfect spot to put in another little flower bed. But here I have sweet peas. I think this is the cocoa mix, I think. I don't have a whole lot, but they're coming. This is a sweet nimbus. I am obsessed with that. I think they are so beautiful. But that is the garden so far. Things are really just starting to take off and I'm starting to gather some produce and I'm just beyond thrilled. So thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Please excuse me for the weeds I haven't got to. I'll try to do a August garden tour of my other 2 big gardens this month if I can get to it. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day and I will see you next time. Bye.